Hi, Julia.
Hey.
Um, this is going to be my interview for our class friend, the class friend that we met in EEE 378. And my choice was Julia Serrano, and she interviewed me, and now I'm interviewing her, so it worked out that way.
Yeah.
Perfect. So thank you for being here. Appreciate you taking the time to talk to me about this. But let's start, and I think I'll start with a relatively easy question. I think this might have been your beginning question for me, but I feel like it's a pretty common
Definitely
one.
applicable, yeah.
Yeah. So what was your initial reaction upon meeting me? And this could be, again, this could be from what you saw from class. I don't know if you're doing any observation from my side of the room, because I know we sit on different sides, or when we met in person for our group work. What was your reaction?
Well, I think I probably had two different reactions, like from when I actually met you versus in the class, like just observing. Like, so I just remember from the first day of class, like doing the nicknames, and it was the whole Don thing, like. And I just remember I thought it was like funny, but then, and also you sit next to the kid Batman, who was so funny. So I just
Tony.
associated you two as being like funny and really kind of, I don't know.
The whole point of it though, like, it was funny when I saw the questionnaire. When she was like, whatever, write down your favorite nickname, yada yada. I was like, cool, this is my chance. Like, I wanted like Don Corleone, like
that's
cool,
what I figured,
I'm
like
gonna
the
be,
Don, yeah.
If I have to answer it, I want to be like the Don. Sure, I'm Italian, it makes sense, yada yada, mafia. I like all that kind of stuff. And I mean, I didn't take a second look at it or a second thought about it when I wrote down Don. But let me tell you, from when I was doing the interview, I just doing the survey, I just did not think that Don was gonna.
Donald.
I would turn out to be Donald for the whole entire. I didn't even know these were gonna be in effect, and
I know, really. Like filling out that survey, I didn't know that she was actually gonna.
Seriously, I mean, even when I did for my triple me checking, Professor Armour wrote down Donald
on your paper.
So she kind of gave me the nickname, but yeah, that was.
It was funny.
That was funny.
And like I knew what you meant by. She said Don, I knew you were meant like mafia kind of thing.
Thank you.
My dad is like obsessed with the Godfather
really?
And all that
yes,
stuff. Yes,
Don
He's
Carly.
from Brooklyn, yeah.
Oh, really?
Italian.
There
Brooklyn,
you go.
Yeah. So
You're right.
I knew what you meant.
Soriano, you are Italian.
I'm Italian.
Right? Yeah, they allow last name.
So then when she made it Donald, I was just like, oh my god, and it just makes you think of Donald Trump, and I'm like, oh god.
Yes,
yeah.
That was. I mean,
so
that was what I thought when I came home.
Yeah,
when I came home, I was like, oh my god, like.
Everyone's gonna think I like Donald Trump.
Or I'm associated with him and that. But like
yeah,
whatever.
It was funny.
I think everybody took it like a lighthearted. And every group I've been going to, I'd make sure to say like, I knew Don. I meant Don, not Donald. There's a distinction, and she just ran with her own version,
that was
which
funny.
Of course is fine because it's all a joke.
It's jokes.
You know?
And then so then I guess when I actually then met you in the group setting, like I remember the first thing you said was like, please don't call me Donald. And
right.
I'm like, okay, yeah, I won't call you Donald. But then you were just very friendly and outgoing and like easy to talk to, and that's something that's helpful for me in a group, again, because I don't like to like initiate conversation, but so that just like having people like that in your group is always helpful. So my impression like in the group setting kind of, I mean, I guess it was similar, like I still thought you were funny and outgoing, like how from the whole Donald thing, but it was more like personable in a way, not just like kind of class clown kind of thing.
More personal.
Yeah, it was like you were very just willing to talk to people and collaborate and everything.
Of course.
And I guess that's part of your social style too, the amiable. Which, because like same thing, I like talking to people and everything. I just don't like initiating it. So when other people do, it's really like that leaves like a kind of lasting impression on me, I guess. That's what I would have to say.
Oh, so I guess I forgot my second question, but did you have another image of me? I mean, if you didn't think twice about it, you could say that. I mean,
no, I think that my first impression from just the whole class thing, it probably was maybe more negative than what it is now. Not negative, but like it wasn't as. It was kind of just like figured, it's just like this class clown, like funny guy, whatever, like. But it wasn't like necessarily bad because that's entertaining to have.
No, of course.
Now I realize that like it's not like that. It's like more of a just friendly, like
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like that kind of.
I like to be the approachable guy.
Yeah, that's what I picked up on. Is
Cool.
very approachable, I would say.
So you brought up me being an amiable, and I know we discussed that a little bit in our when you interviewed me.
Yeah.
So now that I'm interviewing you, I want to tell you. Did I mention that I didn't agree?
Yeah, I think you said you don't necessarily agree with it.
So I don't necessarily agree with all of it. There was this one word that just I really didn't like, and I've said it in my other interviews, and I just want to know what you think about it. The word follower. Again, there's nothing wrong with being a follower.
Yeah.
That's just like people just. I mean, it happens. Like my sister, for example. Me and my mom talk about it all the time. My sister is a follower.
Yeah.
Like she'll just succumb to what everybody's doing. And of course there are limits. Of course.
Yeah.
But like she'll go with the flow most of the time. Like she won't and I pride myself on what I think is being a leader. And doing my own thing, like not conforming to whatever. If I don't like it, I'm not gonna do it because that's just what I think I was. And then just seeing this word follower really, really rubbed me the wrong way. And I don't mean to say this to try and skew your opinion, but knowing me now on a more personal level, would you say that I'm solely an amiable? Would you say I'm something else? Maybe a mixture?
Yeah, like that's what I was gonna kind of say. So I definitely see some amiable in you with the whole collaboration and like wanting everyone to get along. Like that was like very true to you, I would say. Like, but that was the other thing. I would consider you also to have a lot of expressive traits in you, like because you're very outspoken and like you share your opinion and stuff. Like versus me, like I don't. Like I am quiet and reserved, like how that is, but I didn't.
That was the first thing too.
Yeah, quiet and reserved.
Again, another thing.
Yeah,
I'm
like
just
you're
not quiet and reserved.
No.
So let me. I want to hear your opinion on this. This isn't a question here, because I just thought of it. So, when I was doing my whole outline and with the reflections and stuff like that, I was noticing about the social style reflection. I noticed that maybe in a classroom setting per se, maybe I'm more of an amiable or an academic setting, but in social situations and personal, I would say I'm more expressive. And would you?
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, because like in class, I feel like you are a little bit quiet. Like,
I don't
you don't
think
like raise your hand as much. No. Like I mean, you definitely do sometimes, but like not like.
Today I did.
Yeah, like not as much as like. There's certain kids that are just always talking or whatever.
Of course.
So, like I think I definitely agree with that, and I also would not really consider you a follower, but I have like the same kind of problem with that because I don't think I'm a follower either. Like
being quiet and reserved doesn't mean you're a follower.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you're a follower. I think there's like that was just like for lack of better word that she put that almost because
maybe
that's the same. Even my parents were saying like you're not a follower, and all my friends
really?
Like even all my friends like I would have the same kind of
do what you want to do.
Yeah, like I don't like I do like to make sure no one's like upset or whatever, and
maybe
like
that's what she meant by
it. And it's like I don't not really a people pleaser, but I sometimes I put other people's interests before my own.
Oh, I definitely
but
know that,
yeah, just because I don't want anyone to be like upset or whatever, just because
or bad opinions about you.
Like it's just a whole other thing you have to deal with and everything. But
that's a good point.
Like I always like that's one thing I've always spoke my. Like, if I feel really strongly about something, I'll say it, and I don't like people, like, walk all over me, even though I am quiet, and I think that that's, like, the same kind of thing with you that I've noticed, like, where you do want, like, kind of, like, you'll, consensus. In a group, you'll agree with people's ideas and stuff, like, even if you don't necessarily think it's the best one, maybe,
But I don't want to associate that with being a follower.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I don't think it's a follower, but it was just almost for lack of a better word that.
Yeah, that's a very
that's how I noticed
that's a gray area right there.
Yeah, because I had the same way. I'm like, I don't really think I'm a follower. I'm not necessarily a leader either, but I don't think I'm really a follower. It's more just
you could be somewhere in the middle. I mean,
yeah, that's what I mean. And so yeah, I don't, because you always in the group project you always said your opinion and everything, and you know what I mean? It wasn't like it wasn't like you were just like, yeah, do whatever.
No.
So I definitely
Yeah,
don't
of
think
course.
that I would consider you a follower. So that's what I mean. There's definitely some parts of the
definitely
social
agree.
style that don't like.
I guess we can't take it too
Yeah.
much to heart, but I definitely
Yeah.
did, and I'm making it known in my.
I'm not a follower.
I wrote something similar to that in the reflection.
Yeah. But
so-
yeah, that's why I think maybe a combo. Like you probably were more on the side of it. You know how it was like you could be close to the one side,
Mhm.
so maybe yours was like that. Like we're.
Yeah, I
like,
wasn't very.
expressive.
I wasn't very far
Yeah.
out.
That's how mine was. Mine was like right in the corner.
Really?
Yeah,
I
it
think
wasn't-
that's where mine was too,
Mhm.
like near the floor or whatever.
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
I think you definitely
makes
have some
more
traits
sense.
with expressive and like as you said in a classroom setting versus social setting.
I think those are two very different things.
Exactly.
And it's tough to like. I definitely answered my questions in more
Mhm.
of an academic setting.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure most people did,
Yeah,
honestly. Because
exactly.
because I know every like whatever she takes is gonna be somehow related to group work.
Exactly.
And I'm not the one to be like take charge, take lead.
Yeah,
like I think that was
exactly.
definitely like Katie.
Yeah,
last group.
definitely.
And she's I mean, besides the fact she's smart and she's
Yeah,
you know,
she's so smart.
she like I think that
She's like she
naturally
would I would
fits
say
her.
a driver and I don't even know her social style, but I would probably
Say
that.
drive.
Yeah.
I think she's an expressive.
Really?
But
That
like
could
those
work
are
too.
those
are
are
similar.
similar. So
yeah,
yeah.
because like that's what I mean. She definitely was like kind of wanted to head the group
Mhm.
almost, not in a bad way or anything.
No,
but,
not in a bad way at all.
Yeah.
I mean,
Someone
she
needs to
helped,
do it, yeah.
she helped helped us
Yeah, come up with,
facilitate
like,
that idea, which ended
Exactly.
up being the best idea.
Mhm.
But yeah, I appreciate that.
Mhm.
I think you're right. I think we're both in the same boat
Yeah,
with
where
that
it's, like,
because being
some
both being
things are just
amiable.
off.
Yeah. So, continuing on, what did so if we've had the opportunity to
Mhm.
work together, what would you say my greatest skill or trait is?
I definitely think your like approachableness and also your like ability to voice your opinion. I would say those are two things because again like I feel like everybody in the group probably was very comfortable like talking to you
Mhm.
and just
I would hope
like,
so. That's
sharing
how that's what
yeah
I,
that's like kind of what I picked up on. That's another thing I'm really how you said observant, like I pick up on kind of people's like
Oh,
I don't
really?
know, I observe people a lot too. So that's why I noticed I feel like everyone felt like very comfortable like saying their opinions to you,
Mhm.
which is definitely good in group work. Like
That's
just the
fair.
approachableness and then also but you also like voiced your opinions even if like you didn't necessarily think it would be like the best idea, you'd be like, I don't know if this is good or whatever, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
Right, that is
exactly,
true.
which is
That's-
like just good because we ended up taking some of those ideas even though you didn't necessarily think
Sure,
like
when I brought up the Twitch,
Twitch thing, yeah.
I think that led to the whole YouTube social media.
exactly
right?
yeah it's so it like something like that you didn't even think maybe was like the best idea like sparked something else.
Spark
So
something else,
exactly.
yeah, which I think
So
is very
just
helpful.
the ability to voice your opinion no matter what was like something very admirable or
Oh,
helpful
thank
to the
you.
group. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Cool, thank
Mhm.
you. Continuing on. I think when I wrote these questions at the time, I was thinking about. I'm definitely talking about this
The
Triple E
Triple E
project.
project, yeah.
So I'm curious about your opinions about this project, and do you think it's helped you grow in any way? Do you think it's helped you at
Mhm.
all? Hasn't? I mean, I don't think Professor Weimer is gonna be like grading it based. Even
Yeah,
if
I'll
you
say it, I don't even
you
care,
know,
but,
yeah, just
like-
be candid. I think that's the best way.
Yeah,
best way
I
to
mean,
go.
at first I was a little just like, kind of annoyed, like I just going through, I felt like I was going through every aspect of my life, like, and just pointing out all these things, and I'm like, wow, I'm really not doing everything I could be doing, like,
Wow.
it was almost like, but then it kind of made it like, how you said the personal growth, like it made it seem like, oh, I should be paying more attention to little details, like making my childhood map, I was like, what? I have no clue what to write. I couldn't think of anything at first. Like, or my accomplishments, I was like, oh my god, in the day in the class, I literally filled out 4. I couldn't think of any.
Oh man.
And I was like, oh my gosh. So, and at first I was like so annoyed. I'm like, how am I gonna figure out all this stuff? I can't remember all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But then I realized I was like almost mad at myself because I just didn't pay attention to any of that. Like where now I
That's
realize
what I was
like.
gonna say, yeah.
Now, like, after doing the reflection, I was like, I really need to pay more attention to detail and, like, the things that are, like, that have impacted me throughout my life. And
It's a lesson in itself.
yeah,
right there.
exactly. So, and also, like, I told you my friends are all abroad this semester, so
Mhm.
obviously I'm not having the best semester. I'm like bored all the time and lonely or whatever. So I was like, I don't want to do this right now. I'm just picking out everything wrong with myself, like all this stuff. But then I was like, you know what, like this is a learning opportunity where I can just kind of reflect on it. That's kind of what I ended up getting out of it after doing the reflections. Wait, let me just read this again.
Yeah, no
so
worries.
yeah, I definitely think it has helped me grow. Like after the initial, just like this long project, we have to do all this. Like I don't feel like doing this, that kind of stuff. And then also too, like the interviews, like how I don't like reaching out to people. Like that was another struggle for me, I guess. But then once I'm doing it now, it's like.
It's no big deal.
Yeah, it's no big deal, and it's kind of nice to actually get to talk to people about like things like
Agreed.
like my sister, like we don't like talk all about our memories and stuff all the time, but it was kind of nice just to hear like her perspective about memories and things like that, or like
something.
Yeah, or like just like my parents, stuff like that. So I think it definitely has helped me grow and kind of bring up more things that I should have paid more attention to.
See, that's why that's a good. I asked you this question, even though it's not pertaining about me, but I asked you this, just to see your opinion. And I like what you said about that you should start paying attention to things more. And
rather than just
I agree. Exactly. I agree.
Radar,
I agree because I think I should be doing. I have thought that I should be doing the same thing. That thought definitely passed through me too.
Yeah.
So it's nice that I like that you just reminded me about that.
And like so doing like then the Syracuse map one, I had like, since it's more recent, like I was able to pick out so many more things versus like my childhood map, but where I had to like talk to my mom. And I was like, Mom, like I can't remember places, like and so that kind of, it just sparked, and now I know like going into the future to just kind of
be more mindful
of things that are impacting me as in kind of shaping who I am.
So going off that, what did you say your dream job was, and why?
So
did you end up getting the interview also?
Okay, so my dream job, I said, is to like own my own like little small business finance firm.
Really?
But actually, that question I had trouble with because
I
have like a realistic dream job and then like actual dream job.
Wow, that's so funny. I mean? We're more similar than we thought. I had the same thing, but go ahead, you tell me yours.
I'll just do my realistic one. So my realistic one was to just like open up my own like small business kind of finance firm. So I reached out to someone. I did not get in contact with them.
No.
So we'll see how that goes. They still haven't reached out back to me, but
And what's your unrealistic?
My unrealistic one would be like Kylie Jenner or something, like have my own makeup line and like not have to do anything really. You know what I mean? Like she's just so rich for no reason and looks good and does makeup like like that would be like my actual dream, or like a model or something where like you don't actually have to do that much but you're so rich. You know what I mean? Like that would be my.
You mean like an influencer?
Yeah, something like that.
Or are you talking about like model like
or even like a supermodel, anything. That would be fun. Like just like get to have your hair and makeup done all the time and just look good.
That's
like,
so funny you say that because
but it's just not realistic.
Did I tell you what have I told you like what my mother does for a living and what I've been doing since I turned 16?
I think you mentioned like you did a clothing brand, right? Or something, or you wanted to do.
That's what I wanted to do. Yeah. But my mom has been involved in the fashion industry, more specifically modeling.
Yeah.
So that's
awesome.
So that's what I've grown up my whole entire life. So I can tell you firsthand that it's not all glamour, easy peasy, because I see both sides of it. I see the corporate side.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, you know, my mom models, or even like these 16-year-old girls doing things they aren't supposed to, like going to clubs and stuff. And I see like the stern, my mom being a mom to somebody else, because that's like part of her job. So like, it's not all fun and games.
Yeah, exactly.
Easy. But that's just funny you
so
say
funny.
that, because when people say stuff like that, it's just like, yeah, no, it's not exactly. Not it. But I'm sure it is a nice life. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like Giselle or Tom Brady's wife and all the Kylie Kendall Jenner or whatever. I'm sure. Yeah, they're making good money. You know, I saw somewhere that she made like, I think like $50 million from 26 Instagram posts.
Yeah, literally. Like what? I want to post an Instagram.
Yeah, I want that would be my dream.
$1 million off of it, not do anything.
More.
Exactly.
More than $1 million.
Yeah, seriously. That's what I mean. But that would be like my ideal, like, not have to really do much and have all this money.
Funny.
But I was like, that's not realistic. And then also too, it's funny because my like 5-year-old dream job when we did that, I wanted to be a cowgirl supermodel. Specifically a cowgirl supermodel.
That is funny.
And then I transitioned into wanting to do like fashion designer, fashion merchandising, and then I was like, okay,
Nice.
I need to be able to like actually support myself and like make money, so I'll just do business and maybe relate it to fashion. It's funny how it evolved, but it's still in the back of my mind. I'm always like, that'd be fun to be a cowgirl supermodel.
I mean, you can be, cowgirl supermodel, that's crazy, that's funny though.
So specific.
You could end up working in the finance / accounting department of a modeling agency or Louis Vuitton or a high brand, designer, you know what I'm saying? So it's still possible.
So that's why I figured I could do something where it's more secure, but like maybe still somehow get into like that whole fun side of it.
Cool.
Yeah, so that I didn't get to contact my dream job person. I didn't even attempt to contact Kylie Jenner or anything because I know she wouldn't answer.
Yeah, definitely not. That's funny though. My last question here is about I like the question you asked me about the most valuable thing you've learned out of this class, but I think that kind of goes along with about the Triple Me project. Mm-hmm. Would you say that the most valuable thing is the self-growth, or would you say there's something else?
That's definitely one of them, I would say, because that is really helpful just to be able to like reflect on that, and as I said, it is helping me like kind of pay more attention to detail and all that. But then I would also say something else is like how to think on the spot. I like struggle with that. Like,
wow,
I remember
yes.
In the group when we were doing those little papers, I was like, oh my gosh, because there's sometimes where if you were ask me what's my favorite movie, I'm like, I blank. I cannot answer that. My friends ask me that all the time, and I cannot answer because I can't think of like I don't know. I just have struggle answering things on the spot. So this is kind of helping me be able to do that because there's so many times when we have to do that.
Especially in class when they're throwing the football or the ball or whatever.
Yeah. So
wow, I didn't think of that, but it definitely applies. Wow, you're right.
Because that's something I definitely have struggled with like forever.
That's
like
great.
I cannot think on the spot. So it's definitely helping me with that.
Wow. Again, not why I asked you this because you just taught me something else to look at. I'm glad I asked you this question because you're right, and it definitely does help. These little exercises,
just having to
the exercise. Like that. All right. Well, I think those are all my questions. I appreciate you letting me interview you. Check off my list, and thank you.
No problem.